Wait, don't scroll. Just give me 15 seconds. Imagine hearing your own wife laugh and say to her friends, "My husband is so innocent. He doesn't even know he's not the real father of my son." Now imagine standing in the hallway, frozen, realizing she was talking about you. That's the moment my world shattered. And what I did next made sure she'd never forget what she threw away. My name is Aaron, and I thought I had the perfect life: a loving wife, a beautiful little boy, and a quiet home filled with laughter. For 6 years, I worked long hours as an accountant, believing my sacrifices were for us. I adored my wife, Lily, and I worshipped our son, Evan. Every night when I came home, Evan would run to me shouting, "Daddy!" And it made every struggle worth it. Then one evening, everything I believed in was ripped apart. It was Lily's birthday. I came home early to surprise her, flowers in one hand, cake in the other. As I reached the living room, I heard her voice coming from the patio, giggling with two of her friends. At first, I smiled. She deserved to relax, but then her tone changed. One of her friends asked, "Does Aaron suspect anything?" And Lily laughed. Laughed. She said, "My husband? He's so innocent. He doesn't even know he's not the real father of my son." The cake dropped from my hand. My world stopped moving. I felt like I was watching myself from far away. The flowers on the floor, the frosting splattered like blood. I didn't storm in, I didn't shout. I just walked out the back door and drove. For hours. The only thought echoing in my mind was, "Not Evan. Please, not Evan." The next morning, while she slept, I called for a DNA test. I used a sample kit, one for me, one for Evan. Waiting for the results was the longest week of my life. Every time he called me dad, it broke me a little more. When the email finally came, my hands trembled so hard I could barely open it. 99.9% exclusion. I wasn't his father. I didn't cry, I didn't scream, I just sat there, numb, cold, empty. That was the moment I realized that the person I trusted most had turned my love into her joke. But what she didn't know was that I wasn't going to explode in rage. No, I was going to let truth destroy her quietly, piece by piece. For 3 weeks, I acted as if nothing had changed. I smiled, I played with Evan, I kissed her goodnight. She thought everything was fine, and that was part of the plan. While she laughed with her friends and posted pictures of our perfect family, I gathered every financial record, message, and photo. I visited a lawyer and began preparing something she never saw coming: a full custody claim for Evan, based not on blood, but on love and stability. When everything was ready, I printed the DNA report and placed it in a sealed envelope. That night, I made dinner, her favorite meal, and after we finished, I slid the envelope across the table. "What's this?" she asked, smiling. "Proof," I said quietly, "that I'm not as innocent as you think." Her face drained of color as she opened it. Her lips trembled. She tried to speak, but I stopped her. "You thought you could laugh at me. You thought I'd never find out. But while you were busy lying, I was building my exit. You're not just losing me, Lily. You're losing everything you took for granted." She broke down, begging me not to leave, saying she'd made a mistake. But I'd already learned the hardest truth: forgiveness isn't love, it's freedom. And I was done living chained to lies. The next day, I filed for divorce and temporary custody. The court saw what I had become: a stable parent, a man who'd raised Evan with genuine care. The biological father? Nowhere to be found. The judge looked at me and said, "DNA doesn't make a father, character does." I walked out with full guardianship of Evan. Lily walked out with nothing but regret. She tried to come back later, crying, saying she wanted to fix everything. But there are some things you can't fix once you've mocked them, like loyalty, trust, and the kind of love that sacrifices everything. Years passed. Evan grew stronger, smarter, and kinder. One day, he found the old family photo. "Dad," he said, "I know what happened. Mom told me. But I want you to know you're my real father. You always were." That moment, that was my victory. Not revenge through hate, but through love. Because she took my peace and tried to turn it into humiliation. But I took the pain and turned it into purpose. To the woman who once laughed at me, I hope she remembers that innocence isn't weakness. It's strength that doesn't need to destroy to win. And to everyone watching this, remember, sometimes the best revenge is simply becoming the person they thought you could never be. If you liked the video, please subscribe and turn on notifications.